Welcome back to Afternoon Live. Is there a personal goal you've been wanting to accomplish but thought it just wasn't possible? Our next guest says achieving goals is easier than you think. Here to share more, we welcome motivational speaker Saby Waraich. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm so excited to be back.
So tell me about this idea of the purple cow. I'm so intrigued.
Yes. So think about this. There's a farm and there are a lot of cows there. Some are big, some are small, some have big black spots, some have big white spots. As you are passing through that farm, what are you going to see? Cows. Now let's put a purple cow right there in the middle.
Okay.
Would that get noticed?
Every single time?
Every single time. So purple cow is that concept. How do you stand out as a leader? And how do you become that leader which leads your teams, your organization, and lead yourself?
Well, it's a great visual concept, and then you also have the acronym PURPLE, which you can help us spell out too.
Absolutely.
Okay, P is positive mindset.
Absolutely, starts with that, right? On average, we get about 70,000 thoughts throughout the day.
Oh my gosh, that's way too many.
That's way too many. And guess how many of those thoughts are negative?
Probably most.
I was at a speaking engagement. Somebody said, Saby, all of them.
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's 80 to 85% of those thoughts are negative.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of those thoughts.
Yeah.
And that's what's happening, right? What we try to do is, many individuals, what they try to do is stop those thoughts. It's not working because your mind from inside, when you try to stop something, they think you're trying to stop because it must be real. So what you have to do is you have to reframe those thoughts.
Okay.
And I call them reframing those ANTs, A-N-T-S, automatic negative thoughts. You reframe those thoughts and that will create a new reality for you, basically.
Okay, which brings us to the U, which is unchain yourself.
Yes.
That's kind of tough for some people.
It is very important because we have been conditioned by that.
Yeah.
So have you heard a story about a baby elephant?
A baby elephant.
Yeah. So the story is like this, that a baby elephant is born and the owner of that baby elephant, what it does is it ties the baby elephant's leg with a chain to the post. You know, the owner doesn't want that baby elephant to run away.
Sure.
So what happens is that baby elephant tries to break that chain. It is for days, weeks, months, and it's not able to break that chain because that chain is so strong and baby elephant is small. But now think about this. Now that baby elephant has grown up to be this big beast, but it's still tied to that same chain.
Right.
And that's the same case with us. We have been conditioned every single day by that, our society, by our families, everything. And when we try to unbreak, the self-doubt comes in. And that's what happens with your goals, right? You try to set some goals up, and that self-doubt comes in.
Yeah.
And you start looking at, okay, am I gonna do this or am I not gonna do this? Would I be successful? I don't think I'll be successful. And that you start taking that steps back and you try to walk yourself out of that goal. So that's what happens.
Okay, we've got to start with the inner stuff. And then the R is relationships, and you've got the get relationships.
Yes.
Okay, tell me about that.
So when I talk about relationships, I say, do you get relationships? G-E-T. Gratitude, empathy, and trust. Those are the three pillars which help you to build that trust. You know, more than 20,000 people every single day are dying because of hunger. More than 750 million people across this globe don't have access to clean drinking water. So I tell folks, right, gratitude starts with the small things, right? When you're taking that sip of water, be grateful about it. When you're taking that bite of food, even single one, be grateful about it because there are so many people across this globe who don't have access to that.
When it goes back to the positive mindset, that if you just reframe every once in a while, you realize how lucky we are in so many ways.
Absolutely. And then you have to surround yourself with people who actually believe in you. And here's an interesting story. So I was working and one day my boss comes to me and says, Saby, have you ever jumped from a plane?
Oh gosh.
I was like, no. I was like, are you interested? I was like, no. He was like, guess what? I'm assigning you to this project. And that project had been going on for 10 years, failed 4 times. So previous 4 managers were either fired or put in different roles. What happens? I immediately went into that fear zone, just like many other folks. And then I start looking for excuses. And that's what many of us do. When we don't have that self-confidence, we start looking for excuses. And I go and talk to my mentor. I was like, you know, it's a highly political motivated project. Previous 4 folks have been fired. What reason should I give my boss to get out of this? And he was like, Saby, if anybody can do this, you can do this. I was like, you didn't get my question. Get me
Right.
out of this.
Yeah.
Don't push me in.
But even you needed to hear that in that moment.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I wasn't still very sure. So what do? I come back home, talk to my wife. I said, sweetheart, we're small kids. They have games in the evening.
Yeah.
This is going to be a long-hour project. I'm going to probably say no to this project. And she was like, no, I see you doing this project.
Wow.
And I'm screaming from inside, like, somebody get me out of this. And next Monday morning, I go back into my office, still wasn't sure what reason I'm going to give my boss to get out of this project. Around 9 a.m., I received this email from my daughter which said, Daddy, if a project has failed multiple times, it's a mess. Here are the 4 things you can do.
Oh my gosh.
She's 10 years old.
Wow.
She's 10 years old,
There you
telling
go.
her dad how to run a complex project. You know, I stood up from my seat. I directly went into the boss office. I said, I'm accepting this project, and I'm doing it for my daughter,
Yeah.
and there is no power in this world which will stop me in making this successful.
That gives me chills. That's some pretty good motivation right there.
Yes.
Okay.
We all need to find that why.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That why will give us the courage to push through that fear zone into that learning zone, because that's where you're going to build that muscle.
Well, which brings me to the next P here is perseverance, that you've got to keep pushing
You
forward.
have to keep pushing. It starts with one small steps. One small step which you can take one today will take you long ways ahead, right? So don't just worry about those 100 miles or 1,000 miles of distance which you have to cover. Just take that one small step.
Yeah.
And the magic will happen.
Small steps every day will get you there. The
Yes.
L that we are heading into next is leadership.
Yes. So leadership, when I talk about leadership, I talk about Sherpa.
Okay.
Okay. Most of the times what I've seen is leaders, they just think about themselves. What's in it for me? You have to shift that. And we as individuals need to shift that mindset as well. I call it Sherpa leadership. What can I do to make you successful? Right? So go back to your team and say, what can I do to make you successful? And that you will see the relationships being built there, and the team is energized when you are like ready to go with it.
Yeah, even just phrasing it that way can open up a lot of possibilities, and people might have ideas that they were afraid to open up about before.
Absolutely.
Okay, and our
Absolutely.
final letter E is energy, shifting your energy into the positive direction.
Absolutely. So energy, when you're energized, people get attracted to you because you are passionate about it, right? So there is positive energy and there is negative energy. Positive energies are the folks who are always looking for solutions, who is always reframing those problems as opportunities. Because the moment they come up, the energy went up, and the negative is on the other side. It's like wet log. Right? The moment they enter the room is quiet, and because nobody wants to talk about it, right? Those are the challenges.
Yeah.
And small things which you can do every single day is when those challenges come in, when you have those questions, can I do this? Just shift your mindset and say, you know what? I can do it. I can do it, and then figure out ways how you're going to do it.
There you go. I can always figure something out.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for being here. It was so great chatting with you.
Likewise, I had a great time here.
Purple cow is
Be the purple
unforgettable.
cow.
Okay, we're all going to be the purple cow. We'll have these tips and more information on our website at katu.com. We'll be right back with more Afternoon Live right after this.